Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. So today I wanted to share with you guys the best rushing class setup in Call of Duty World War II. I've been rushing a lot recently in several different game modes, and I wanted to share with you guys the gun that I've been using and some different things to play around with the class setup, some ways that you can improve your game when it comes to rushing around and hopefully taking over the enemy spawn. So the gun that I'm using for the sake of the video is the PPSH, and before I go into any more detail about that, I want you guys to know that the gun is a lot less important than the attachments that are being run, the division that's being run, and the basic training. And the reason for that is so many people are different with different weapons. For example, if you look up any video on YouTube and someone makes a video called best class setup in the game, there's going to be people that are like, this gun is amazing, this class setup video was perfect. And then there's going to be people that are like, this class setup is horrible, I did absolutely terrible with this. That's because people are different with different weapons, right? Like, I might be really good with this gun, but you might be really awful with that gun. So it really comes down to personal preference after everything is said and done. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to recommend the PPSH. I'll give you the class setup, try it out, give it a few games. If you can't do well with it, then try to switch the weapon and run the exact same setup, just a different weapon. I know a lot of people really don't like the PPSH, and I was one of those people when the game first came out. I thought the PPSH was awful. I figured that's why it was such a low level to unlock. But over time, running this class setup, I've gotten much better with it, and I think that time makes everything better, especially with guns in Call of Duty, right? Like, playing with a gun for one game, it might be awful, but once you get used to it, it's a lot easier to do well with it. So again, guys, for the sake of the video, running the PPSH, definitely try it out. The attachments that I'm running 3 because I'm running the infantry division. I'm running quick draw, grip, and advanced rifling. These are super important. Quick draw is going to be very crucial, especially in this game. I don't know, I'm sure a lot of you guys have noticed that the time to kill in Call of Duty World War II is a little bit longer than in previous CODs, so you do have to hold that aim down a little bit longer. And having quick draw, you'll be able to get your gun up a lot quicker and hopefully help you to get off a few of those first shots so that you can win that gunfight. I'm also running grip, which actually improves accuracy to the weapon, and the PPSH does need accuracy. And I'm also running advanced rifling so that I can increase my range. I think the PPSH and the MP40 are about exactly the same when it comes to fire rate and whatever the first one is. I know that the grip, the accuracy and the range are flipped on the MP40 compared to the PPSH. So I think they're one difference between like an 8 and a 9. So just by running grip and advanced rifling, I'm already making this gun better than the MP40. If you do the exact same thing with the MP40, it's going to be the exact same thing as the PPSH. So you're really not making a difference. Again, it really doesn't matter which gun you're using. That's the point that I'm trying to make. But for the sake of the PPSH, I'm running the grip and the advanced rifling so that I can make this gun a whole lot better. You guys know, running around with this thing, the fire rate is already insane. It's just the accuracy and the range is not as good. So by running these extra attachments, I'm going to be able to make sure that that's going to be taken care of. So I'm running the infantry division, like I said. The reason I'm running the infantry division, first off, is so that I can have the additional primary attachment. And I know a lot of people are like, well, there's a basic training that allows you to do that. Hear me out. There's 2 more. I'm also running it so I can have those extra magazines. When we're running around in the spawn, we end up shooting a lot of bullets, especially when you have a lot of those spray and pray moments. So by having those extra mags, it's going to help you out and help you be able to survive a little bit longer in the enemy spawn. And then it also has stock, which I think is probably the most important, which is move faster while aiming down sights. This is so crucial, and people that aren't used to it don't think it matters, but once you get used to it, it makes a huge difference. It's not as amazing in this game as it was in the previous Call of Duties, and the reason for that, with Black Ops 3, for example, people were boost jumping and sliding, and there were so many quick movements in the game that people could use to evade gunshots. And with stock, you really absolutely needed it so you could move your gun around really quickly to match the other enemy's movements. Whereas in this game, there's not a whole lot you can do to evade gunfire except jump and drop shot, and that's a whole lot slower than boost sliding or boost jumping 30 feet into the sky. So, but I do think it is very important. You'll notice a huge difference if you use it for a while and then go back. You're just able to move your gun around a lot quicker, and you just feel more loose. You feel more ready to just take out anyone. Whereas if you have stock and someone running or jumps around, you know, it's going to take you that extra second to get your shot lined up, and that can really cause you to lose the gunfight. So the basic training that I'm running is Gunslinger. I've argued with people over this a million times. I think that Gunslinger personally is the best for several different occasions, especially when it comes to rushing. If you don't know what Gunslinger is, it allows you to fire guns while sprinting and diving. The diving part really doesn't matter too much to me. but the fact that I can start shooting while I'm still sprinting, which happens a lot, especially for me, someone who's rushing around all the time. If I'm rushing around in the enemy spawn and I rush around a corner and someone's there, I'm able to start shooting before I even stop sprinting, which is going to allow me to have those first shots and most likely going to allow me to win that gunfight. So I think the gunslinger is super important. This is another one that I'm telling you, you're not going to notice it until you use it for a while. But once you go back, you're not going to want to go back because you're going to be like, this is horrible. This sucks. Because then it feels like you can't even shoot your gun anymore once you get used to it. But gunslinger, huge factor in this class setup. Secondary doesn't really matter that much. I'm running the machine pistol. It's a lot of fun to use. You can really run anything you want. You're generally not going to need the secondary that often. I would just use the one that you're more comfortable with. And then lethal, I'm running frag grenade. You could really go either way with this. Sometimes I like stickies when I'm rushing around because if I get into the enemy spawn, most of my gunfights are going to be up close and personal. So with a sticky grenade, I can plan exactly where I want that grenade to be. So if someone's right around a corner, I can throw it on the ground. It's going to blow up 2 seconds later. Whereas with a frag, they're meant to throw longer distances. And if someone's like right in front of me and I throw a frag, it's going to take a lot longer to explode, and it's probably going to roll away. So, you know, you could go either way depending on how you play, depending on what map you're on. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy this class setup. If you guys have any more tips and tricks, or maybe you have your own class setup, make sure to leave it down in the comment section down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.